Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a new week. I'm walking back from Mills Market, which is kind of the only game in town in Andover where I had breakfast. It's a combination market, restaurant, meeting place for the town. It was kind of interesting. I mean, everybody knows everybody, it seems. Today what I'm doing is figuring out the next 4 to 5 days of hiking. Checking out the weather, because some of the climbs and descents on rock ledges, I want to do them in the best weather possible, but you can't always hike in good weather. So I don't mind if the forecast says rain, I'll just be slower. But if it says thunder, that's not a good thing, because there are a couple of stretches that are coming up that will be above tree line. One of them for 2.5 miles. And you definitely don't want to be above the tree line if there's a thunderstorm. Rain, I've already done that. Thunder, not so much. So that's what I'm going to do today. Try to figure out the next 4 days or so. I've been carrying a lot of food and it's heavy, so I think 4 day versus 5 or 6 days will lighten the pack load a little bit, make things a little bit better. But we'll see. A new day begins. It's not a hiking day, but a new week begins. Good morning, everybody. Back on the trail. Just got dropped off at the road crossing. It's going to be a 10-mile day today. I'm slack packing, and I'll be slack packing tomorrow. It'll be a little longer day. It'll be 13 miles. But today's weather is supposed to be great. I'm going to enjoy it. Got one tough climb to start the day, and then actually for the first 3 to 4 miles, and then the rest of the route is a gradual descent. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So a new day begins. There haven't been many views so far today. There may be some later, but here's a nice little waterfall. It's always nice to see a waterfall. Just summited a small mountain, Wyman Mountain. It's wooded in, but far out said just below the summit is an opening where you can look into the valley. Nice view. The pond is Ellis Pond. But very pretty. Wasn't sure there was going to be views today, but this is a nice one. Hello. Well, I just got back to the hostel from my hike, and I've got to say it was one of the most pleasurable hikes I've done in several days. Now, there's a caveat there, a couple of caveats. Number one, I was slack packing, and number two, I only did 10.1 miles. But what made it so pleasurable was the trail. It was the type of trail that I'm used to hiking when I hike in Virginia. You had your ups and your downs, but they weren't endless. They weren't so super technical that you had to worry about where you put every footfall. And then there were sections that were very cruisy where you could just walk. So it was quite enjoyable. I actually wish that the section I did was a little bit longer. 13 miles, 15 miles would have been very easy to do today. So, and there were a couple of views, so that's always nice. But today was a good day, and It's nice to have them every once in a while. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Well, a rainy morning actually. Don't know how many video clips I'll be doing today, but I'm doing a 13.1 mile slack pack. The rain is supposed to eventually let up. Certainly I hope it does. But you gotta hike in the rain if you want to make it to Katahdin. So a new and wet day begins. I am currently almost at the top of Old Blue Mountain, partial view, while it is currently just a light mist on me. You can see what it's like below. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's raining back at the hostel. The climb wasn't a hard climb. The problem was the wet rocks, and you can't do anything about them but step very, very carefully. So on we go. Things have been socked in pretty much all day long. But here's a little bit of a view. I'm coming off of the Bemis Mountain second summit. A beautiful look at Magusaluk-Maguntic Lake and the Bemis Mountains that I just came up. And other mountains I frankly do not know what they are. Very nice. All right, I'm back from my hike. I'm washed up. I'm actually walking to get some dinner at the market. And it was a good day of hiking. I mean, it was rainy in the morning, and even after it stopped raining, and it did rain for a while, there was still mist in the air, and rain falling from the trees. Now, what that did hike-wise was it made the rocks very wet, and so real caution had to be used as I was hiking. But it was a good day, 13 miles. That's a good day. Between 13 and 15 is a good day for me. The fact that I was slack packing certainly did help. I will be leaving the hostel tomorrow, and I'll be hiking about the same distance, actually 13 miles, with a full pack. So that'll be a big difference. But tomorrow there are no big climbs, just a lot of ups and downs. This morning began with a pretty decent climb, but it was a good day of hiking. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Back on the trail with a full and heavy pack. I've got a resupply of food, and that's always heavy. Today is 13 miles. The terrain should not be too bad, but still it's going to be slow going with this heavy pack. But a new day begins. This is what happens when you've had rain for a couple of days. The trail becomes a stream. No dry feet today. Hello. So where am I? I'm at Camp 43. It is a hostel. Wasn't a planned stay. I've hiked the last 3 days in the rain, and there's supposed to be rain tomorrow. And tomorrow I was going to go over the Saddlebacks. I just don't want to do the Saddlebacks in the rain. So although I'm not really due for a 0, I will be taking a 0 tomorrow. And then the next day the weather's supposed to be great. Hopefully the trail will dry out some, and then I'll hit the Saddlebacks. Now, what about today? Well, the trail itself, the
There wasn't a lot of elevation loss or gain. Could have been and should have been a nice cruisy section of trail, but it was waterlogged. Just mud everywhere. You couldn't keep your feet dry. That's another thing. I'm going to wash my clothes tomorrow. It was just a slog through muck and mire. But, you know, that's part of the AT as well. So, unexpected 0 tomorrow, and then a sunny day for Saddlebacks. So, see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Usually you see my face, but instead I am showing you where I am staying. That is clearly my bed. There was someone staying there and there last night. This is Camp 43. This is my unintended 0, but I gotta tell you the truth, I made a good decision. I don't know if you can tell that it is currently raining, and it has been raining well, off and on quite a bit today, including some very heavy downpours. Even without any lightning, it would have been treacherous to do the Saddlebacks today. So ultimately I made a good call. I made a safe call for me. Now, in addition to here in the main house, there's also in the upstairs, I haven't seen it, but I'm going to guess that it's similar to this with 3 beds as well. So this is a very nice B&B / hostel. Has a TV, which I have not used yet, which is kind of unusual. Not a lot of hostels have it. But Ken and Jill, the proprietors, are just fantastic people. So I reluctantly made the call, but it was a good one. Tomorrow, the weather's supposed to be good, and I'll be back on the trail, and I'll do the Saddlebacks. See you then. Hello, everybody. It is now about 3:15, and the sun is out, but I still made the right decision and not to hike today. It rained off and on, mostly on, up until maybe an hour and a half ago, sometimes quite heavily, and even without the thunder and lightning, which at least didn't come here, I think it was a good idea not to hike the Saddlebacks in the rain. Having said that, I just checked Wolfman's Instagram page. I'm following him. He and Radioactive got to the Hostel of Maine today. I am scheduled to do my scheduled 0 at the Hostel of Maine on Monday, where I have a resupply box coming in. So I'm basically 4 days behind them now. I missed the guys. They were great hiking companions, along with Gator. But the lower mileage for me has been good for my physical well-being. Having said that, Wolfman has completed over now 2,000 miles. He started at Springer Mountain. By the time you are watching this, Wolfman will have summited Katahdin. Radioactive, who unfortunately had to come off the trail 2 years ago due to an injury, is completing his AT hike. So he will also, when he summits Katahdin, will have completed the entire trail. So, you know, hats off to Wolfman and to Radioactive. Great job, guys. I hope to be following in a few days after you, summiting Katahdin. But then I'll flip back to Harper's Ferry and start heading south. Good morning, everybody. I am back on trail, hitting Saddleback today.
Today starts with a significant climb, and I've got a couple of options as far as the end of the day is concerned. 8 or 11 miles. If I do Saddleback and the Horn and Saddleback Junior, they'll take me to a shelter that is 11 miles away.
Yep.
And if I just do Saddleback and the Horn, there is a tent site that is about 8 miles away. So we will see how it goes today. We start off with a very significant climb, and we'll see how tired I am after that. But a new day begins. Not quite. In fact, I have quite a bit to go yet before I'm at the peak of Saddleback. But this is a little vista. It gives you a really, really nice view. And yes, there are a group of hikers just below me from a camp. It's nice to know which way to go between the rock cairns and little indications like that. For the next 2.5 miles, I'm going to be in the alpine zone above the tree line, and this is why I didn't want to do it yesterday in the rain. Would have been rough. Views are absolutely magnificent, and I'm sure the video does not do it justice. I really do hate making unscheduled zeros. Doing this yesterday would have been treacherous. You might have a feel for how windy it is. Rain and wind can give you hypothermia even in July. Today, it's a nice breeze, and as you can see, the view is absolutely glorious. So, every once in a while I make a good decision. This is just magnificent. That's where I came down from. You can see parts of the trail. The view from Saddleback Junior. It's Junior because it's only a little over 3,600 feet, as opposed to Saddleback, which is back there, which is over 4,000, and the Horn, which is also over 4,000. So Junior is only a little over 36. Usually these guys are too fast, and they're gone before I can take a video of them. Well, good morning, everyone. There wasn't a concluding video last night. The campsite was full. There were 4 of us in the shelter: myself, Mishap, Adam, and the 4th person whose name I cannot recall. But there were also, well, first off, one group of young ladies. They are with some camp,
They've been hiking for about a month. They're 15 to 16 years old. Very impressive. Now they're basically going from shelter to shelter, so they're doing about 8 miles a day. And then another group came in later at night. Once again, young ladies, older. I have no idea how old they are. They were doing some night hiking. They came in, their headlamps were on. They put up their tents at night. I don't know whether they hiked a long day or just hiked a slow day. But anyways, it was kind of a full camp. But a new day. It's going to be fairly short mileage today. I don't know what kind of views there are, but let's see what happens. A new day begins. Just crossed down from that side, forded this stream. Water was icy cold on my feet. Didn't even bother taking off my shoes. They'll dry out as I hike. But man, the water actually felt good on my feet. Fortunate that it rained a few days ago and not just the other day, because the water would be higher. But there are several other wide streams like this in Maine that you have to ford, and you have to be very careful about it depending upon what the water level is. Water level like this, easy peasy. Higher water, you really have to be careful. But onward and upward. This is my climb up, away from the stream. Lone Mountain, elevation a little over 3,200 feet. Hard to believe that at one time that would have been a killer ascent. You put in the miles, some things do get a little bit easier. You don't get trail like this all the time in Maine. No ledge rock. No rock hopping over streams. That's certainly going to happen again. But when you get trail as cruisy as this, you've got to enjoy it. Hello, I'm here at the Spaulding Mountain Lean-To, and this is where I'm going to spend the night. Only went up one mountain today, Lone Mountain. Tomorrow I will be going up Spaulding Mountain. But it was a good day of hiking. The last couple miles of it, in fact, were nice and cruisy. That showed you a little bit of a video of it. Maybe that'll make it into Maggie's a weekly compilation. But yeah, good way to end the day and end the week. So I will see you tomorrow for a brand new week and heading up Spaulding Mountain.